All right, college basketball fans, the season is still about 2.5 to 3 months away, but we've already got a lot to be excited about, particularly two incoming freshmen by the names of Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker. If you have not heard of these players, you're either not following college basketball close enough or you're living under a rock because these kids are raw. Andrew Wiggins, the 6'8", 205-pound kid out of Huntington Prep High School in West Virginia, although he's originally an Ontario, Canada native. This kid is out of this world. He's unreal. You watch his highlight tape and he's throwing down dunks where his chest is above the rim. The kid's got a 44-inch vertical and a 7-foot wingspan. So he's just posterizing kids all day. Well, when I watch Andrew Wiggins' game tape, it reminds me of a player who you would build on NBA 2K. It's like, yeah, make him 6'8" and fast as hell, and give him a 44-inch vertical and a 7-foot wingspan, so just so he's unstoppable. I mean, the kid, he's already drawing comparisons to Tracy McGrady, T-Mac in his prime, Scottie Pippen. They're saying he has the raw athleticism of a player like Blake Griffin. And if he were to get a couple inches taller, he could have a game like Kevin Durant's, really, because he's got an excellent mid-range game. He's fast as hell, and he can extend that mid-range game out to the three-point line. But his first step is so quick and explosive that if a defender cheats out on him on the three-point line, he will get right by them and have a flash finish at the hoop and slam it down. Some knocks on his game is his ball handling. He gets a little out of control with that long wingspan. He looks a little lackadaisical on defense sometimes. He's jogging back, sort of looks out of place, but I mean, he's going to play for Bill Self at Kansas next year, and Bill Self's a great coach, as we know, and I think he's gonna mold him into more of a complete player. Speaking of the college team that he's going to, Kansas, they lost this past season both rookie guards, Travis Relaford and Ben McLemore. So Wiggins is going to step right in there and immediately be able to be that team's go-to scorer and lead the team in scoring. I mean, who are we kidding? He was going to lead this team in scoring no matter who had stayed. That's how good this kid is. But another bonus is that joining him in Kansas next year will be the top center prospect in the country, Joel Embiid, 6'11" kid, absolute monster. Embiid will be able to hold down the post next year while Wiggins flies around the wing and from the corners and just putting up his shot and getting to the rack, because Wiggins can't bang down low with his frame right now. I mean, 6'8", 205, he's kind of skinny. So luckily they have Embiid holding down the post next year, because I don't think Wiggins is going to be banging around and getting a lot of rebounds. He should focus next year on maybe building up a little bit of that bulk if he wants to have, more of that LeBron James type body, or you'd be able to bang down low in the future. But as for next year, he's not really going to have to worry about that. The other kid we're talking about right now is Jabari Parker, the 6'8", 225-pound kid out of Simeon Academy out in Chicago, the same high school that Derrick Rose went to, that Benjamin Wilson went to, the star of that ESPN 30 for 30 Benji. If you saw that was Simeon also. This kid's coming off of winning 4 straight state championships in high school. He's an absolute winner. He's got a bigger frame. Him and Wiggins are the same height, but I'd say Jabari Parker is more of a 4. He's more of a power forward than Wiggins is, because he's got those extra 20 pounds. And Jabari, he's got much more of a post game. He can really play with his back to the basket, or he can face the basket, but he's got a good back to the basket game, little mid-range shot, or backing his man up and finishing with both the right and the left hand. He's very ambidextrous down low, which is incredibly scary and impressive from an 18-year-old kid. And luckily for Coach K, because Duke lost Mason Plumlee and Ryan Kelly last year, which were pretty much Duke's entire presence down low, Jabari's really going to have to step in and help out a lot in the paint next year. So I think you're gonna be seeing Coach K to ask him help. He might even have to help out at the 5 position. I mean, he's a little too small for that, but he might have to, because Duke has a lack of size. He'll for sure be helping out a lot at the 4. Maybe if Duke runs a smaller lineup, Jabari's pretty athletic too. They can get out and run and create some space because Jabari's got an outside shot as well as a really great mid-range game. He's a very polished, well-rounded player. He doesn't have these insane flashes in certain areas like Wiggins does, but he's a very fundamentally sound player. He's going to fit in really well at Duke next year. You watch the kid talk in interviews, and he's just so solid, seems really intelligent, knows exactly where he's going to fit in with Coach K's system next year. And, just to speak to how impressive Jabari's game is, he won back-to-back Mr. Basketballs in the state of Illinois. Now, Kevin Garnett and Derrick Rose both won that award too, but they only won it once. Neither of them won it twice. So, both these kids are absolutely incredible. You're going to go on YouTube forums. You're going to go on Bleacher Report, ESPN.com. There's tons of articles comparing them. Wiggins is the number 1 recruit in the nation. Jabari's the number 2 recruit in the nation, but we haven't seen either of these two kids play yet, really, outside of high school. We haven't seen them at the NCAA level, especially the level of, in Wiggins' case, the Big 12, or in Jabari's case, the ACC. I mean, that is an entirely different level. And luckily for all of us, we're going to get to see Duke and Kansas play November 12th at the Championships Classic. So then we'll really start getting to get a little deeper into the conversation of which one of them is the better player. People are calling Jabari the next LeBron or Wiggins the next LeBron, or they're saying Jabari's going to be a lot like Carmelo Anthony, or Wiggins is, he's going to be Scottie Pippen and all this. I just want to see who Jabari Parker and Andrew Wiggins are going to be, because I think they're both going to be phenomenal. I would love it if they would both stay in college more than 1 year and stop this trend of this revolving door of kids just staying for 1 year, but I don't know who I'm kidding, because they're already projected as the number 1 and 2 picks of the 2014 draft. So I'm not going to hold my breath on them staying, but I really hope you guys do, though, because you're going to be a lot of fun to watch. All right, well, can't wait for the college basketball season. Signing out.